This is Scott Cordell, and this is part 4 of a video series working on assignment 5.1, the Mountain Wheels assignment from the textbook for the website design course. In the previous parts, we've actually gone through steps 1 through 11, which have allowed us to have a total of 9 different branches so far. Part 1 of the video series were steps 1, 2, and 3. Part 2 covered steps 4 through 7, and in the last video, part 3, we had steps 8 through 11, which were only 2 branches. So in the previous ones, we made a branch, made a commit, pulled it, and merged it. In the very last video, part 3, for steps 9 through 11, we actually went through and made a single branch and put everything in that one branch. Now, on this time around, what I plan to do is cover steps 12 through 20 so that we can end this video series with only 4 parts. So at part of this, you may see some things speed up. You may hear my voice drop out. That's completely intended. What I want to do is get things moving as quickly as possible so you can finish and submit this assignment. Well, with all that behind us now, let's get started. So on the screen, you see that I am now in the very end of step 11, where we finished up the navigation styles. For us to get started with the next one, as always, we start a new branch before we start making any changes. This is number 10. And for this one, I'll put steps 12 and 13 into this one. Notice they no longer match. As far as the branch names do not match the step numbers. We're going to put several in one step. So that said, I'm going to tidy up a little bit right here as well, just to get rid of some extra spaces. And step 12 says article styles. So I'm going to stop talking here and go ahead and type in what we need for the article styles, except for this first step where it tells us to make sure and do all of the IDs tour summary. So that means we're going to use article, and where we have back in HTML an article called tour summary, an article that has an ID of tour summary. For us to hit that ID, we've got to use another character here, which is the pound sign or the hashtag, and then tour summary. All right, and this is where I will drop out for just a second and just get stuff done. All right, so those are all the changes. This part right here was step 10. This was 11. This was 12. Now notice I did not go and save each of these, look at them, and then do the source pull and all that in between. I did this as one big change. I've just saved it, so we need to go and look at the web page now to make sure it actually shows what it ought to show. And so far so good. It looks like that the H1, which was this part, turned out just fine. The paragraph has a font size of 1.1. Really hard to tell at this point unless we happen to come over here and refresh and see. But the first line of the first paragraph is all small caps, as it should be. So we'll head back. Completed steps. Sorry, those were steps 9 through 11, not 10 through 12. And it looks like I've got a little bit of cleanup to do here. I've hit the wrong button at the wrong time or given it a wrong name, so just a minute here. Okay, I don't know exactly what would happen. I hit complete again and it went on this time. So I'm going to go ahead and merge and confirm. And there we have that one. I'm going to go ahead and do the very last part, which are the aside styles and the block code styles in one big one as well. So I'll drop out talking here for just a minute, and after I create the branch here, we'll speed this up and get it moving a little bit quicker. Okay, so that's all the code for this one. I'm going to do my normal save. So everything in aside and block code, quote, were steps number 15 through 20. Go ahead and go to my page and refresh that now. So here's my block quote. My days are not quite right because they should be alternating colors, so I've got something wrong there. Let's see, and then, well, and actually that may be it. So just a moment for that. Oh, sorry. It should be, okay, I got a couple of these out of order. So let me go and move this. And this is why you check before you do any commits, because you don't want to commit bad code. So this should be an H2. Oops. So it should be blue. Okay. And let me save that. And let's go take another look. And still not in there. Let me make sure I didn't spell tour itinerary wrong. And I thought I used autocomplete to do it, but just in case. Okay, so it's the colors here. Well, no, it highlighted them all. And this is on step number 18, by the way, where the odd numbered H2 headings should be this one. And again, I'm going to pause here for a second, see if I can figure it out. Okay, and we're back, and come to find out, yes, I misspelled something with itinerary. Once I went back to tour, copied that, and pasted it, it changed everything right. So now I have the right font colors for the evens and the odds both. So, and the block quote, sorry, the block quote is this inset part right here. So at this point, we're finished. I'll do a last commit here. And just go through the steps of pushing that over. Once that finishes, of course, we have to go to GitHub. And we'll see that we have one there. So we compare it. See if this gives me the same error as before. No, this time it went fine. Merge, confirm. And then back to code here so that we have everything. And again, last step shows there. And back here, we're going to go back to the main. And then refresh or synchronize everything. And that is the entire project. Again, on this project, we had to create all of this. And notice all of this is N5. If we go back and look at the number of branches, we can see everything we have there. We can search through the branches and look for even pull requests, or we can look through every single commit and just see exactly what happened. We can do the same back here by going through each step and looking at the code step by step to see what was going on when. But at this point, this is the page I want you to submit to me for the assignment. Just a screenshot of this. Please make sure the screenshot does include at least your address up here, and of course this items, and mainly all of this. So these 4 videos have been a walkthrough of how to use Visual Studio Code to work with Mountain Wheels while incorporating GitHub. We ended up with a total of 12 branches for 20 steps. Throughout all this, you were able to practice how to make a branch, how to do some commits, make a pull request, merge that, and then finally synchronize that back to your local copy. That's the kind of work we'll be doing from here on out, and these are the kind of skills that current web developers, program developers, any kind of developer is looking for. A lot of the DevOps work that's going on now in the industry is based on this sort of stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.